Rise up, 12th man. The thunderous roar of Lumen Field feels distant today as our beloved Seahawks stand at the precipice of the most dramatic transformation in recent franchise history. Fellow members of the 12s, brace yourselves for a roller coaster of emotions as we dive into the seismic shifts happening right now in Seattle. Can you feel it? That unsettling combination of hope, fear, and uncertainty crackling through the Pacific Northwest air. Our star wide receiver, the man who hauled in 100 catches for over 1,100 yards last season, now stands alone in an offense stripped of familiar faces. Meanwhile, in the shadows of this offensive overhaul, an unheralded defensive prospect whose name wasn't even called during draft weekend might just become the unexpected savior our pass rush desperately needs. And at the center of it all, the earth-shattering trade that has sent shockwaves through our fanbase, leaving our offensive identity in question and forcing a young star to shoulder a burden that might prove too heavy even for his remarkable talents. This isn't just another off-season 12th man, this is a complete reinvention of everything we thought we knew about our beloved Seahawks. The team that takes the field this September will bear little resemblance to the one we cheered for last December. Hit that like button right now if you're ready to stand by our Seahawks through this storm of change. Drop a comment with your prediction for how our reshaped roster will perform this season. The dawn of a new Seahawks era has arrived, and the spotlight now burns white-hot on a third-year receiver who suddenly finds himself thrust into a role nobody could have anticipated. Is he ready to become the face of our passing attack? Can he survive the defensive attention that will now shift squarely onto his shoulders? Or will the departure of a physical freak who terrorized secondaries for years leave him exposed and struggling? The answers might shock you. The harsh reality has crashed down on Jackson Smith and Jigba like a legion of boom hit. Remember that promising young receiver who dazzled us last season with precise roses and sure hands? The one who complemented our offensive attack so perfectly? Well, 12th man, that complimentary role is gone. JSN now stands alone on an offensive island following the bombshell departures that have gutted our offensive core. Let that sink in for a moment. No more Geno Smith delivering pinpoint passes. No more DK Metcalf drawing double teams and creating space underneath. The foundation of our offense has been completely dismantled, and experts around the league are already predicting disaster for Smith-Nigba's continued development. Yardbarker isn't sugarcoating 12s. They've named JSN as one of 5 players who have benefited least from their team's off-season moves. Think about that. While other young receivers across the league are getting upgraded quarterback situations or additional offensive weapons, our guy has seen his support system completely evaporate. Remember those 100 catches, those 1,130 yards, that chemistry with Geno that took 2 years to develop? All of it potentially flushed away with one off-season of radical change. Now JSN must forge an entirely new connection with Sam Darnold. Yes, that's Sam Darnold, the former Jets cast-off who enjoyed one decent season with Minnesota before landing in Seattle. Sure, he showed flashes with the Vikings, but can he replicate that consistency here? Can he find the same rhythm with JSN that Geno painstakingly built? And it's not just the quarterback change. The arrival of 31-year-old Cooper Kupp might seem like good news on paper, but let's be real, this isn't the Triple Crown Cup from 2021. This is a veteran whose best days are likely behind him, who can't possibly draw the same defensive attention that Metcalf commanded with his freakish combination of size and speed. The pressure now falls squarely on Smith-Nigba's shoulders. He must evolve overnight from a complementary piece to the guy, the focal point of opposing defensive game plans, the receiver who must beat double coverage, the playmaker who must produce even when everyone in the stadium knows the ball is coming his way. Is he ready for this monumental leap? Can he truly become a legitimate number 1 option without the gravitational pull of Metcalf distorting coverages in his favor? Or will he join the long list of promising young receivers whose production plummeted when thrust too quickly into a primary role? The clock is ticking, 12th man. JSN is facing the biggest challenge of his young career, and the outcome could define our offensive potential for years to come. But while this offensive uncertainty looms large, an unexpected ray of hope may be emerging from the most unlikely of places. An undrafted rookie who might just become the defensive steal of the decade. Just when the 12th man needed something, anything to lift our spirits amid the offensive upheaval, a pot.